Hi everyone, I am Dr. Anisha and I welcome you to my channel. In the last video, we started a new topic, that is cysts of oral cavity, in which I discussed odontogenic keratocyst. And today, I shall be moving on with dentigerous cyst. But before starting the discussion, I would like you to kindly subscribe my channel for further videos. Let us start with our new cyst of today's discussion, that is dentigerous cyst. Dentigerous cyst is also known as follicular cyst, alright. Now, अगर मैं इसके एक definition की बात करूँ तो dentigerous cyst is basically an odontogenic cyst, as we are studying this under the odontogenic cyst category, which surrounds the crown of impacted tooth. Okay. पहला पोर्शन इस डेफिनेशन का, वी विल बी स्टडीइंग डेफिनेशंस इन डिफरेंट लाइक सेक्शंस, ऑलराइट. तो जो पहला सेक्शन था डेफिनेशन का, इट सेड द डेंटिजरस सिस्ट इज द ओडोंटोजेनिक सिस्ट, ऑलराइट. नाउ द नेक्स्ट सेक्शन सेज इट सराउंड्स द क्राउन ऑफ इम्पैक्टेड टूथ. सो द नेक्स्ट सेक्शन सेज ये जो डेंटिजरस सिस्ट है आपका, ये क्राउन ऑफ इम्पैक्टेड टूथ को सराउंड करता है. ओके. नाउ योर थर्ड पोर्शन सेज caused by fluid accumulation. Now there will be some fluid accumulation, all right. Your fourth section says where the fluid accumulation will be between reduced enamel epithelium and enamel, all right. And the last section says which results in cyst in which the crown is located within the lumen. So your last section says the crown is within the lumen of the cyst, alright. Now I shall be repeating this. I will be like explaining this with the help of a diagram. Okay. So let us draw a diagram first. So let us assume that this is your impacted tooth. Okay. Now what happens is, this is your enamel layer, alright, and this is your, let's suppose, reduced enamel epithelium. Okay. So I shall be naming it. Okay. This is your enamel. Now what happens is, ये जो आपका reduced enamel epithelium है और enamel है, उसके बीच में ये जो आपका space है, that is your follicular space, उसके अंदर fluid accumulation होने के कारण there will be formation of a cyst and there will be crown of the tooth within the cystic lumen. Now this becomes your cyst, this becomes your lumen of the cyst, and जिसके अंदर आप crown of the impacted tooth observe करेंगे. So this particular type of cyst, like the one I have shown here, is known as dentigerous cyst and also known as follicular cyst. Now आपके mind में एक question आएगा, when you studied tooth development, right? So you studied about a follicular space. You will think, how can we differentiate between a normal, enlarged follicular space and a dentigerous cyst, right? I shall be telling you how to differentiate on a radiograph in the radiological section. So this was the definition of dentigerous cyst. Now we shall look forward to some other information regarding this. So basically, studies have shown that it occurs in 20% of all the jaw cyst, alright. Now the next point says it basically affects the impacted permanent crown, alright, and it rarely affects the deciduous tooth. Okay. Now we shall be moving on to the clinical features. So let us see what are the clinical features of this cyst. Okay. So the first point says, जो dentigerous cyst होगा, it will always occur in association with your impacted, embedded or unerupted tooth. Now the next point says it encloses a complex compound odontome or involving a supernumerary tooth. Now it has been seen that it usually encloses some odontome type of tooth, alright, or the crown of some supernumerary tooth, alright. The most probable or the common age in which dentigerous cyst takes place, so that is second to third decade of life. Mostly आपको dentigerous cyst second to third decade of life में अपने peak पे most commonly नजर आएगा, alright. Now when I talk about gender predilection, let us see. The gender predilection is slightly inclined towards males, alright, and it is 3:2. तो बेसिकली हमको डेंटिजरस सिस्ट में स्लाइटली मेल प्रेडिलेक्शन दिखाई देता है विद अ प्रोपोर्शन ऑफ 3:2. तो ये कुछ क्लिनिकल फीचर्स हमने देखे डेंटिजरस सिस्ट के बारे में. नाउ व्हेन आई टॉक अबाउट लोकेशन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. मैंडिबुलर एंड मैक्सिलरी थर्ड मोलर जो है दे विल बी मोस्ट कॉमनली अफेक्टेड, ऑलराइट. इसके अलावा आप एंटीरियर पोर्शन में डेंटिजरस सिस्ट का ऑब्जर्वेशन बहुत ही रेयर होगा. नाउ द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट सेज बेसिकली डेंटिजरस सिस्ट्स आर solitary in nature. Now one important point says bilateral and multiple cyst can occur in association of some anomalies, all right, and the names of anomalies are cleidocranial dysplasia, all right, and Maroteuch-Lamy syndrome, all right. Maroteuch-Lamy syndrome. So these are the two anomalies in which dentigerous cyst occurs in association with them, and the most important point is they occur bilaterally, all right, and multiple in number, okay. So these were some points under your clinical features. Now the next point says in case of your dentigerous cyst, expansion of bone of the jaws, all right, then your tooth displacement, your root resorption, and then associated with pain, okay, then paresthesia of lips if the nerve is associated, all right, and severe root resorption of adjacent teeth and pain are all possible sequelae. So this sets of clinical presentation is common, mostly seen in each and every kind of cyst. So this was all about the clinical presentation. Now moving on to the next clinical feature, we have a term in dentigerous cyst known as hollowing out effect. Now what does this mean? Dentigerous cyst has a very dangerous tendency to cause hollowing of bone. Now what does this mean? Let's say for example the cyst has occurred in mandibular third molar, all right. तो अगर हमारा डेंटिजरस सिस्ट मैंडिबुलर थर्ड मोलर में अकर होता है, उसके साथ एसोसिएटेड होता है, तो what will happen is there will be hollowing out of your entire ramus extending up to the coronoid process and condyle. See, अगर मैं आपको एक डायग्राम के हेल्प से समझाऊं, let us assume this is your mandible, okay. Now this is your impacted third molar and ये उससे associated एक cyst है. इस cyst के पास इतनी dangerous tendency है that it can hollow out and can progress itself in this manner, and then it can reach up to your condyle or your coronoid process. And जब आप कुछ टाइम इंटरवल के बाद आप एक्सरे लेंगे तो इट विल लुक समथिंग लाइक दिस. इसके पास इतनी डेंजरस टेंडेंसी है दैट इट कैन हॉलो आउट द एंटायर ramus of the mandible and can get displaced from this place to this place, either of the coronoid or the condyle. All right. So and same way, agar dentigerous cyst is basically associated with your maxillary third molar, so it has got the tendency to get displaced itself from third molar area to your maxillary sinus. तो इसीलिए this dentigerous cyst is somewhat very much dangerous kind of a cyst, and the radiologist or the clinician has to look for the displacement of the cyst. Now moving on to the next point, I already told you. For example, this is your impacted third molar under the mandible, and this is the cyst associated with, and इसको हम occlusally देख रहे हैं. तो what will happen, for example, this is your normal contour of the mandible. Lesion के expand होने के वजह से this contour will, this bony cortical plate is gonna expand, okay, with the progressive enlargement of your lesion. So your cortical expansion will be seen in case of dentigerous cyst also, as we saw in odontogenic keratocyst. So this was all about the clinical features of your dentigerous cyst or follicular cyst. Now moving on to the radiographic features of dentigerous cyst, which is very much important for us. Firstly, radiolucency will be associated with your impacted tooth. जब आप एक radiograph देखेंगे dentigerous cyst का, तो you will see an impacted tooth. A proper radiolucency will be associated with it. Okay, ये आपका tooth है. This portion will be very much radiolucent in the radiograph. Now when I talk about this border or this radiolucency, this is very much symmetrical in nature. आप जब एक radiograph देखेंगे dentigerous cyst का, तो उसमें ये जो radiolucency होगी, एक तो सबसे पहली बात associated with impacted tooth होगी, और दूसरा point, it is gonna be very much symmetrical in nature. Alright, dentigerous cyst, mostly which are smaller in size, they can appear very much similar to enlarged follicle. Okay, so इसको हम कैसे differentiate करेंगे with the help of radiograph? This I am gonna tell you, and this is of very much importance to us. So let us assume this is your dentigerous cyst, okay, which is small in size. Abhi it is very much small in size, and let's assume this is your normal tooth bud, okay, or normal tooth in which your reduced enamel epithelium is attached to it. Okay, now अब इसको आप कैसे differentiate करेंगे कि कौन सा normal follicle है and कौन सा small dentigerous cyst है. Firstly, whenever you see a radiograph, हमको सबसे पहले make out करना है कि ये जो distance है, the distance of your enamel or the tooth surface to your reduced enamel epithelium, this you are gonna observe. अगर किसी केस में this distance is 3 to 4 mm in length, then this is going to be your normal follicle. Okay, ये एक enlarged follicle है जिसकी जो distance है between reduced enamel epithelium and your enamel surface is 3 to 4 mm. Now let us observe this small dentigerous cyst. Now since it is a dentigerous cyst, it is going to be very dangerous, all right, and early detection is much needed. Okay, and इसमें इस condition में जब आप इस distance को measure करेंगे तो it is going to be more than 5 mm in length. Okay, so this was something very important which is to be kept in mind and implemented in the practice. Now let us move on to the types of dentigerous cyst. So radiographically dentigerous cyst का we have 3 variants. Dentigerous cyst का radiologically या radiographically we study 3 variants, 3 types of variants. तो जो सबसे पहला वेरिएंट होगा दैट इज योर सेंट्रल वेराइटी. ओके, दैट इज योर सेंट्रल वेराइटी. तो इसमें बेसिकली व्हाट हैपेंस इज द क्राउन इज एनवेलप्ड सिमेट्रिकली, जैसा कि मैं अभी इतने देर से आपको डायग्रामेटिकली समझा रही थी. तो इसमें जो क्राउन होगा वो बिल्कुल सिमेट्रिकली एनवेलप्ड होगा आपके reduced enamel epithelium के लेयर से. तो दिस इज योर सेंट्रल वेराइटी. नाउ इसका कोरिलेशन सी बेसिकली व्हाट हैपेंस इज इसमें जो फ्लूइड प्रेजेंट है एंड ये जो इतना एनलार्ज्ड लेयर है वो क्राउन पे प्रेशर अप्लाई कर रहा है एंड ड्यू टू दिस व्हाट हैपेंस इज देयर इज एबनॉर्मल डिस्प्लेसमेंट ऑफ द टूथ. The thing which I told you थोड़े देर पहले in the previous section that it can have some hollowing out effect. For example, if a dentigerous cyst is present in the third molar area of the mandible, it can displace to your ramus and it can reach that condyle or the coronoid portion. Likewise, if you have a dentigerous cyst in the maxillary third molar region, it can have the tendency to hollow out and then reach to the maxillary sinus. And this is possible just because of this pressure effect in which this fluid or the cystic fluid, it provides or it gives the pressure to the crown of the tooth, and due to this, it displaces from the डायरेक्शन ऑफ द इरप्शन. ओके, तो ये रीजन है कि क्यों आपका डेंटिजरस सिस्ट जो है वो हॉलोइंग आउट इफेक्ट दिखाता है. जो आपकी सेंट्रल वेराइटी होगी उसमें ये जो सिस्टिक फ्लूइड है दैट इज गोना गिव अ लॉट ऑफ प्रेशर टू द क्राउन एंड इसके वजह से जो आपका इरप्शन पाथवे है, नॉर्मल इरप्शन पाथवे, उससे ये जो पूरा होल डेंटिजरस सिस्ट है along with the tooth it displaces. Okay, so it pushes it away from the direction of eruption. Now moving on to the second variant which is your lateral type. Let us see what happens. Lateral type में अगर मैं एक diagram बनाऊं, so this is your impacted tooth. It is something like this. Okay, तो ये आपका एक lateral variety है जिसमें कि एक direction में जो आपका follicle है वो dilate हो गया है. So this is one of the variant that is your lateral type. Now lastly जो हम third variant देखेंगे that is your circumferential variant जो होगा. इसके अंदर the entire tooth is enveloped in the cyst. For example, this is your tooth, so something like this. Okay, मतलब इसमें आपका सर्कमफेरेंशियल नाम से समझ में आ रहा है, इट इज गोना इन्वॉल्व द एंटायर टूथ. जो आपका सिस्टिक लाइनिंग होगा वो दांत को सर्कमफेरेंशियली इन्वेलप करेगा. सो दीज वर द थ्री वेरिएंट्स ऑफ योर डेंटिजरस सिस्ट ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ रेडियोग्राफिक स्टडी. मूविंग ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, डेंटिजरस सिस्ट इज यूजुअली स्मूथ. रेडियोग्राफिकली अगर हम थोड़ा इसको और डिफाइन करें तो डेंटिजरस सिस्ट जो होगा वो आपका स्मूथ होगा अपीयरेंस में. ओके, एंड ये मोस्टली यूनिलॉक्यूलर लीजन होता है. आपको मल्टीलॉक्यूलर बहुत ही रेयरली देखने के लिए मिलेगा एंड अगर देखने मिलेगा भी तो आई ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू जो मल्टीपल सिस्ट होंगे आपके वो ऐसा मल्टीलॉक्यूलर अपीयरेंस देंगे in association with your cleidocranial dysplasia. All right, so mostly it is smooth and your lesion will be unilocular in radiolucency. Okay, now this was all about the radiological features of dentigerous cyst. When I talk about the histological features of your dentigerous cyst, it has got few very simple points to remember. Firstly, जो आपका connective tissue lining होगा that is going to be very thin. Okay, then as I told you mostly cysts में जो lining होती है that is of stratified squamous epithelium that is also thin in dentigerous cyst. All right, now when I talk about retipegs, जब तक इन्फ्लेमेशन या सेकेंडरी इन्फेक्शन नहीं होगा तब तक डेंटिजरस सिस्ट में यू विल नॉट सी रेटिपेग्स, दे आर एब्सेंट. ओके, अब fourth point is something very important which I am gonna tell you. It is about Rushton bodies. Okay, now we'll study what is it. Okay, तो basically Rushton bodies जो है that is very much peculiar, linear, often curved hyaline bodies. Okay, now word by word let us understand this. It is a very peculiar, linear or often curved hyaline body. So what we understood is Rushton body is basically a hyaline body, okay, with variable stainability which are of uncertain origin. Okay, now different kinds of Rushton bodies will have variable stainability. Now the next section says which are of uncertain origin. Now it is of uncertain origin, nobody knows what is the origin of this body. Okay, its nature is also questionable, हमें नहीं मालूम what does it do. Okay, questionable nature. Now what is the importance of this, what does it do, from where it comes, हमें ये सब नहीं मालूम, but we see a hyaline body, तो उसको हमने we study it as Rushton bodies. Okay, and lastly the section says of unknown significance. Now as I told you, we do not know the significance of this body, we do not know the importance of this body, so basically it is of unknown significance, but since it is mostly present in dentigerous cyst, so we study about it. So this was all about your Rushton bodies. Now अब since cyst है तो it is gonna have some cystic content. So let us see what is the content of this cyst. तो basically इस cyst में you will see thin watery yellow fluid. Okay, I will repeat, thin watery yellow fluid. Now very quickly let us revise what was the cystic content of your OKC. तो cystic content of OKC was cheesy material, जो कि आपका blood tinged straw material भी कभी कभी होता है, and white, yellowish white kind of cheesy material which was suggestive of your keratin. So coming back to dentigerous cyst का cystic content, तो it is basically thin watery yellow fluid. Okay, and sometimes it can also be blood tinged. Okay, so this was the histological features of your dentigerous cyst. Now let us move on to the treatment portion of this lesion. Okay, so basically treatment may usually size of the lesion is very much important, so as to decide what will be the modality of the treatment. Secondly, smaller lesions can be surgically removed. जो आपके small lesions होंगे वो surgically remove हो जाएंगे. Coming to the larger lesions, तो basically it involves serious loss of bone and they are often treated by insertion of surgical drain or marsupialization. जो आपके larger lesions होंगे इसमें usually we see loss of bone, right? जो आपका एक्सपेंशन होगा उसमें बोन रिजॉर्प्शन होने की वजह से देयर विल बी लॉस ऑफ बोन. तो इस कंडीशन में बेसिकली व्हाट वी डू इज मार्सुपिलाइजेशन. So this was all about the treatment of your dentigerous cyst. Now one more thing which is very important in this lesion is the potential complication. Now since we have covered till treatment, we should also know what are the potential complications of your dentigerous cyst, which is very much important also for your viva point of view. तो firstly जो dentigerous cyst है उसका potential complication जो हम study करते हैं, that is development of ameloblastoma. The dentigerous cyst has got the capacity to transform itself into one of the odontogenic tumors of the jaws, that is ameloblastoma. तो सबसे पहला पोटेंशियल कॉम्प्लिकेशन जो है डेंटिजरस सिस्ट का we study is ameloblastoma. Okay, development of an ameloblastoma either from the lining epithelium or from the rest of odontogenic epithelium in the wall of the cyst. Now, the second complication is your development of epidermoid carcinoma. Okay, and thirdly, we can also observe the development of mucoepidermoid carcinoma, which is a carcinoma of salivary gland or a salivary gland tumor. So basically these three are the major potential complications of your dentigerous cyst. Okay, with this I have covered dentigerous cyst. So this was all for now. If you liked the discussion, do like and share. If you have any doubts, you can get back to me in the comment section. Thank you so much.